Good. Welcome all my fellow comrades, students, other viewers in today's discussion. I've prepared purposely to prepare ourselves in regards to accounting. Because we are going to have a course in regards to accounting, and this course will act as our foundation or as our guide to what we are going to do in our subsequent discussion. By the end of this course unit, you, the student, or maybe the business person, you'll be able to compile accounting data. You'll be able, at the end of this course, at the end of this course unit, the learner or the viewer who in this course starting with me today, you will be able to compile accounting data. You'll be able to compile accounting data. You'll be able to compile accounting data. 2, you'll be able to prepare financial statements. You'll be able to prepare financial statements. And when I say financial statements, here you'll be able to prepare financial statements for the sole traders, the partnership, even the company, the big organization. Good. Also, you'll be able to interpret accounting information. You'll be able to interpret, part 3, you'll be able to interpret accounting information. You'll be able to interpret accounting information. Then you'll be able to use accounting information in decision making. You'll be able to use the accounting information in decision making. Good. In decision making. So that's the end results of this course in regards to accounting. As I've said, accounting is a wide unit, which I will break it into various branches. We will break it into various branches. So, for the benefit of you, what you will do as a student or the business person or the person interested to know, to have a background information in regards to accounting, just go to the YouTube, check by the name Mr. M.Patrick, subscribe to the channel, then we can go together. At the same time, I'm going to have a WhatsApp group that we are going to run this course there, starting today. This is just the introduction part of it. You can drop your comment in the comment section. I'll give you the number. You can reach me in the comment section, give you the number, then we interact in the various classes that we are going to have. Good. So today, let me just do an introduction. So I will start with just a definition of accounting. What is accounting? So that is our first part we are going to tackle. So the first part is what is accounting? What is accounting? So this is the first part we are going to deal with. What is accounting? Good. Accounting, from my point of view, or even in other books, I can say accounting is defined as the process of identifying. This is a process of, 1, identifying the process of identifying, comma, measuring, process of identifying, comma, measuring, classifying, summarizing, and communicating, economic information, economic information to permit informed judgment, to permit informed judgment, and decision by the users, by the users. Good. So we have seen accounting is just the process of identifying, measuring, classifying, summarizing, and communicating information, economic information to permit informed decision, by the users. Good. Other person will can define this as also the process. So we are going to look into that definition. Well, I can add you another definition. Somebody else can say it's a process that is, it's a process of recording, classifying, summarizing, and reporting business transaction, and interpreting the effects on the affairs of the business entity. So what we are doing here, what we are identifying, what we are measuring here, summarizing and communicating is all about the business transaction of an organization. Good. Business transaction of an organization. Now, we have to look into, we have seen the parts that have been measured in that part. We have seen identifying. What is really about this? What are we identifying? As I've said, it's just about the business activities in the organization. So what you'll say, identifying, we can say this is just a process of recognition or the non-recognition of business activities as accountable events. So this is just a process in which it determines the events that has got a accounting relevance in an organization. Good. So you'll be able to identify, is this an event in identifying? You'll be able to identify if this event has got an accounting relevance or it has got an accounting test in it. So, for example, let's say an organization employs an employee here. If an organization employs an employee, that is not an accounting in it. But however, when we pay this employee, now the accounting comes in, because there you can see there's a transaction or a cash has been involved in it. Good. So as I mentioned that many business will cut out a transaction, and some of the transaction will have a financial implication. Either the cash can be received or cash can be paid out. So let's say when we are selling goods, buying goods, paying employees, and so many, name them. So accounting is only involved in this transaction that we are touching some cash transaction in it, or maybe it can be not really a cash transaction, because we have two types of transaction. We have cash transaction and credit transaction. A cash transaction is whereby you buy and to pay on spot, and a credit transaction involves whereby you do what? You can buy and pay at a certain date. Good. So that is it, identifying. What about measuring? Measuring now comes in whereby we are assigning monetary amounts to our accountable events. When the way you have said, we have employed an employee here. The moment that we make payment in it, we make that now a salary as an accountable event. We have measured that we can pay him a certain amount of money. So measuring comes in where now we are attaching monetary terms. We are attaching monetary terms here. Then when you are going to do what? After we classify them, we are going to say these are sales or these are credit sales. We are classifying them into their various books of account. Cash transaction, we classify them into their various books, which we are going to look into them in our coming discussion. Cash transaction, we record them in their various books. Credit transaction, we record them in their various books. That is now classifying comes in and journals, and summarizing them in journals and in ledgers, posting them in ledgers. So that is all about summarizing. Then communicating now this information. We will be communicating this information to various users. Which you are going to look into those users and be able to know who are these users using the accounting information. So this information, after we have identified, we have measured, and we have classified them in their various books of accounts, we will do what? We will inform, or we will communicate it to the users of this information, and they will use the information to make decision. We will use the information to make the decision. Good. So that is just a brief description on that definition. Brief description on that definition. So what will follow after that, I would like us to now to know what might be the objectives of accounting. What might be the objectives of accounting? Objectives of accounting. So part B. So objectives, or somebody else can say purpose. Somebody else can say function. Why am I using the three names together? Simply because you'll get a question that wants you to give the purpose of accounting in an organization. You'll also get another question that wants you to give the objectives or of financial accounting, of accounting in an organization. You'll also have to get a question that asks you to give the function of accounting in an organization. So you realize it's just the same question but different words that have been applied there. Good. So objectives or purpose or functions of accounting. Accounting. Good. So we have there are many, but we'll mention few of them, but I believe we are going to benefit from them. Good. So as the business person, you'll also have to know why are you interested to learn this accounting. Because of the following functions. One, you will be able to know, it will help you to know the cash flow position of the business. You'll be able to know the cash flow position. Cash flow position. You'll be able to tell how the business, the cash flow that is going in, coming in and going out of the business. So at the end of it, you'll be able now to prepare the final account, which will also be taught how we prepare the final account. Good. Also, you'll be able to know, as the business person, you'll be able to know the profitability of the business. profitability of the profitability of the business. Good. Profitability of the business. Now, here, profitability of the business, you'll be able to know the profitability of the business in a way that after you have made yourself, you'll be able to prepare profit and loss account and able to determine if the business is making a profit or it's making a loss. For the students, here now you'll be taught now to prepare, how to prepare the final accounts that involve the comprehensive final accounts where you'll have to prepare trading and profit and loss account so that you can also secure the marks, which will be taught in the coming discussions. Also, you'll be able to know the wealth of the business. You'll be able to know the wealth of the business. Wealth of the business in which way? One, you'll be able to know the wealth of the business in which way? One, either the debt position. Accounting helps the business person to know the debt position in a manner that you'll be able to tell that what you owe to the outside party, what you owe to the creditors. You know, you'll be able to know what you have to pay out. Does the business in position, is it running an liquidity position, or it's we are in a solvency position? So here, the debt position, you'll be able to tell if the business is what you owe to the outside party, so that you can be able to plan yourself well. At the same time, you'll be able to tell the debtors position. Now these are the people who owes you. They owe you. Debtors position. These people owe you. You'll be able to tell that a certain number of debtors, they need to pay me this certain amount of money, or certain amount of money it's outside of the business, which we intend to have it maybe to be paid after a certain period of time. Then we'll also be able to know the business asset position. This is where now the learners will be taught how to prepare the balance sheet. You'll be able to know how to prepare the financial position of the business. So the business asset position. Business asset position. Business asset position. Good. This I've just talked it in a way of particularly for those who are doing what? For those who are engaging in the business. You'll be able to know your cash flow position, how the business is running, what is coming in and what is going out. You'll be able to tell the profitability of the business. Is your business making profit or is running at a loss? The moment accounting comes in, it will be able to record and it will be able to classify, and at the end of the day, you will be able to interpret the information. Remember, I told you at the end of this, you'll be able to interpret accounting information. So you'll be able to interpret that accounting information and make the decision if the business is making a profit or if the business is making a loss. So by the accounting information, it will be able to help you to carry those tasks as a business person. Now, let me help the learners. I want to help the learners by highlighting major, which just they go hand in hand what I've talked here, but they are in a way a point form that can help them to answer some questions in case they meet in an exam. Good. So, in case you meet on an exam and they are asking you to give the purpose, functions, or objectives of accounting in an organization, another part you can do is very easy. Let me give you this part. So, in case you are in an exam scenario and you have to have some points to give you 10 marks, these are points that will guarantee you 10 marks. One, so you write, you'll get a question. Let me give you some of the question a question that you expect in that area, and you can be told you give the various functions of the accounting. Let me set. So this is what you'll say. You'll be told explain various function of accounting. That is 5 marks. Arrow, you can get a question that tells you to explain the purpose of accounting. You explain purpose of accounting. Purpose of accounting. Good. Or you can get importance of accounting. Importance of accounting. Importance of accounting. The objectives of, then they can say objectives of accounting. Objectives of accounting. So you realize, learners, now for this case the question is just the same, but the examiner has used various names to maybe challenge you, but you'll get either all of this. Maybe it can be either they're asking you to get you just give 10 marks. 10 marks. So maybe the examiner wants you to explain maybe 5, discuss various functions of accounting, or explain various 5 functions of accounting, give purpose of accounting, give the importance of accounting in an organization, objectives of accounting in an organization. Good. So in case you get a question like this, what you'll do, 1, just say a very easy systematic recording of transaction. Part 1. Systematic recording of business transaction. Systematic recording business transaction. So in this case, the basic objective of accounting, as we all know, the basic objective of accounting is to do what? To record financial aspect of the business transaction. That is what we call now the bookkeeping will come in. You are able to do what? To record, if a credit transaction, those people maybe creditors, you record credit transaction in their book, in their various books. If it is cash transaction, you'll be able to record in their various book of cash transaction. So you'll be able to record all that transaction that has taken place in the business on daily basis. So you say systematic recording of business transaction. Then you'll be able to know what? To provide information to the users. After you record, say provide information to the users. Provide information to users for decision making. So this accounting help us to do what? To, after you have recorded, you'll be able now to, after you have done all the process, you have summarized and you have done all the parts, you'll be able to provide the information to the users to make decision. And you'll be able to do what? To know you'll be able also to ascertain the financial position of the business. You'll be able to ascertain the financial position. Financial position in which way? You'll be able to tell the assets and liabilities of the business by maybe preparing the balance sheet and all that. So you'll ascertain the financial position of the business by maybe preparing the balance sheet. Good. You'll also be able to ascertain the profits, as I mentioned the other one. You'll be able to tell the profit, to ascertain the profit. You can say to ascertain the profit. You can say to ascertain the the profit, or also the loss. Because in the business you either expect profit or you expect loss. So to ascertain the profit or the loss of in the business, ascertain the profit or loss in the business. Good. And then so another part, it will act as you'll be able to secure also the properties of the business. You'll be able to secure the properties of the business. So if you discuss those points, you'll be able to do what? To secure your 8 marks or 10 marks in gas, maybe in case you are doing your exam. So you can get others as we continue discussing. Get others as we continue discussing. Good. So you'll permit me also to look into the various now users. We have just said we'll provide this information to users for decision making. The accounting will be able to help us at the end of the day to give the information to the users. So users of accounting information. Users of accounting information. Under this, you'll also get another question here for purposely for those who are maybe can get an exam in this area. You'll get a question here that can carry 10 marks. You'll be asked maybe to briefly explain the following parties that may be interested in the financial information of an organization. Then they can name it like employees, financial analysts, the government, the public, lenders, name them. Another question you can get in this part, you can be asked to explain 5 users of accounting information, in each case giving the kind of information they require, 10 marks. So those are for the learners. But generally we need to know, as we are preparing the accounting information, maybe in our various business or wherever we are, what are the purpose of us preparing this information. And for that reason, for all my viewers and the learners, I've prepared an acronym that will help you to understand this, and I call it guest clip form. Guest clip form. These are 8 users for accounting information that if you have this an acronym on your fingertip, I believe you will be able either to answer the question in case you have been asked in an exam, or if you are in a business, you'll be able to know when you are preparing the information in regards to account, in regards to your business, which people will be interested in this information you are preparing. One, we have the government. For this case, the government, here we have the government. Government is always interested in your business information in regards to accounting information in your business. One, to determine the tax that you'll be able to be charged. Tax, they will be able, various, you cannot say the business I'm running, I will pay the same tax compared to yours. The accounting information will be able to tell the government which tax are you going to be charged. Also, it will be able maybe to determine if the business you are running, when you want to get what? The permit, the fee, permit. When you want to pay for the permit of the business, the accounting information will be able to guide the government that this business you are guaranteed to pay this fee. Also, the government is also interested in this information when maybe they are experiencing challenges in regards to maybe inflation and other part regards to the economic. Let's say we have the inflation, economic problems like inflation. So the accounting information of the business will be able to assist the government to know that. Then we have another letter that is E. Here we have employees. employees here, they are interested in the business accounting information so that they can be able to know that this business they are in or where they are working, the organization they are working is going to be there for them in the near future. Also, they will be able to use this accounting information to do what? To maybe to get in agreement in regards to salaries. Get in agreements in regards to salaries. Good. So the employees will be very much interested in the accounting information. Accounting information. So they will be able to not be just in that just operating. Maybe the business is going to collapse in the next 1 week. So they will be able to tell if they continue working with the organization. We have the suppliers. The suppliers, S stands for the suppliers, or you can say the trade creditors. Suppliers. Suppliers in this case, or you can name them trade creditors. They are interested in the accounting information of the business so that they can be able to tell if this business will be able to pay for the goods they will be supplied with. Maybe after their period they have agreed with the business is due to them. So suppliers, or you can call them the trade creditors, they are in need of this accounting information to know if their business will be able to pay or not. Good. Then we have part C. Part C, this letter C, it can help you to have three. One, we have the customers. Customers, or you can call them clients. You can call them clients, customers, clients, or you can say consumers. So the customers, they are interested in this accounting information. So in order to determine the continuity of the business, because there is a customer who wants to get in agreement with you and can pay to the organization maybe a certain amount to cater maybe for the whole year. And maybe the business is running into bankruptcy. So they will not be able to trust the organization. But in case they see the accounting information, they see the wealthiness of this business, they'll be able to tell now this business or we can venture our money into it so that it can provide for us in the maybe in the long term engagement. They can get into the long-term engagement between the parties. Good. Then we have the lenders. Lenders, e.g. the banks. Here letter L stands for the lenders. I tend to believe those who are in the business can tell this, because I tend to believe one day you'll walk into a bank and the bank will be interested to know how your business is working. So that by this, they will be able to tell if you want maybe a loan of 1 million, and they will be able to calculate for you, is the business be able to pay that 1 million between maybe a certain period of amount, maybe long-term loan that will run maybe for 2 years or 3 years. So they will be able to look the cash flow and how the cash flow is running into your business. And by that, the accounting information will be able to determine if you will be guaranteed for this loan, or they will reduce your limit, or they can advise you even to take a higher limit. So this accounting information is very key part in regards to the lending institution. So the lenders in that case comes in. Then we have the investors. Investors. Here, investors, we also know that we have potential investors. You can say the existing investors, and potential investors. Existing investors, they are those who have already invested in the business. So they are interested with this accounting information so that they can tell if what they have invested is generating profit to them, or so that if it is generating profit to them, they'll be able to do what? To continue investing into the business. But if it's not generating any profit, they'll be able to withdraw. But potential investors, they are there watching. They want to see, yes, we want to invest in this business. Does this business working as we have been maybe guaranteed by the owners of this business? If yes, now the accounting information will be able to stand to defend for you. And they will be able to do what? To invest with you, and so that you can continue. They will boost your business so that they know that if you invest in this business, we are going to get what? We're going to get something out of it. We have the public here. Public, in this case, the public always, we know the business in the area that is operating, the people there. And they want to understand if this business is going to be there. Yes, they want to know the status of the economy. They want to know what is happening with maybe the favorite maybe food chains. They want to know the status of the business so that they can see if they are continue to depend on it or not. This one, the public, you can still relate it to the customers in regards to that. Then we have other people. They're called financial analysts or financial advisors. Financial analysts or financial advisors. F. Financial analyst. Financial analyst. Financial analysts. They are interested in the accounting information so that they can do what? They can advise the organization maybe the performance, regards to the performance of the business. If the business is going to make a profit, they will tell you continue investing in this project or not. Also, the financial analysts, the auditors can come in this part, whether they're interested in the business financial accounting information, so that they can tell if indeed the truthfulness of the business. Yes, if indeed what has been prepared reflects the business. Because we normally say that the accounting information is always the mirror of the business. The information you'll give me in regards to accounting, I will be able to tell how your business is running. Even without coming to the organization, I'll be able to tell if this business is a profitable business, or there's some embezzlement of funds taking place, or there's some theft taking place. I'll be able to tell in regards to what the cash you have invested in that business. Good. Then we have the owners of the business. The owners of the business, they want to know, yes, they have started this business. Does this business doing well for them? Is it the profit that they're getting is really reflects what they need? So the owners will also be interested in this, and they will be able to tell if the business is doing well for them. Then we have the managers. Managers, as we all know, managers, they are the people who are managing our businesses. So the managers, they will be able to, they are in need of this accounting information so that they can see if the plan they have applied in the previous maybe trade period, it's doing well for them. If the plan that they are using at the moment is not doing well for them, they will be able to change the plan and switch to another plan to see if it will maybe provide a profit or add something on what they are maybe getting at the moment. So these are the users of accounting information. And what I've said for the learners, I've discussed that one in deeply, especially for those who are taking into the business. They are very soon you'll be venturing into the business, or you are maybe you are going to invest somewhere in the business, or maybe you have an existing business. But for the learners also, you'll get a question here. State 5 users of accounting information. You can have 5. You can just select among them and you state and you discuss them. Also, the question can come in a way. They state for you 5 maybe users here, like they can pick employees, suppliers, lenders, and then they tell you to narrate the financial need, the financial accounting information they need in regards to them. So you'll have to discuss. So that is how you'll be discussing these users of accounting information as we continue. So you will allow me to close the introduction part of accounting by introducing the branches of accounting, so that I give you where we are going to head in our next discussion. So the next part I want us to look into is the branches of accounting, so that we can know which branch are we going to focus on first. After we have mastered that branch, we will graduate to another branch. We will graduate to another branch until we complete the circle, good, of accounting. So we have now, I will finish by the branches of accounting. Branches of accounting. I will just name them. branches of accounting. Branches of accounting. Branches of accounting. One, we have financial accounting. Financial accounting. One, we have the financial accounting, which is the backbone of accounting, actually, which we are going to look into it. So we have the financial accounting. These are the financial accounting. So here is the way we are going to identify information, record information, summarize information, and even prepare books of accounts, come up with the final accounts, and name them. So financial accounting is one of the branches. We'll be looking into it. Then we have cost accounting. Cost accounting. Here you'll be able to do what? We are going to categorize all costs that you'll be incurring in the business. Cost. Anything to do with the cost, it will be maybe goods, the costs that have been incurred on the goods produced or service provided. We are going to discuss it in under cost accounting as a different unit. Then we'll also have management accounting. Management accounting. Under management accounting, from the word management accounting, from the word management. So management accounting, it will all be all about providing information to the management for decision making. So we are going to see how this information will be prepared and being presented to the management. Also we'll have tax accounting or taxation. Tax accounting. Here we'll learn this as a different unit also to determine, to see, we'll say the system of accounting that deals with the tax return. So we'll be able to learn how we'll be preparing this. Then we'll also have auditing accounting, part 5. Auditing accounting. Auditing accounting, this is where now investigative aspect comes in to determine the embezzlement of funds, theft, fraud, and all that. Name them. So auditing accounting will be our last part in regards to this area that we are going to discuss. So what you will do, in the next video, I'm going to come now to tackle, I will start tackling financial accounting. Financial accounting. So we are going to look into the financial accounting, and we will start with the concepts of financial accounting. So just subscribe to the channel, share to others so that we can continue now learning together, because now I've now given you the background of what we expect or what is ahead of us. So we are going to start with the financial accounting, then we will go into cost accounting, management accounting, tax accounting, auditing accounting. So that is it for today. I think by now we have the light of what we are going to discuss. So for those who are interested in the course, please join the course as we are starting immediately from today. That is today, because we have learned much. You have got to the introduction of accounting, and now you have the full picture of what is ahead of us. So we have a lot to cover. So let us start together so that we can move together until we see the end of it at auditing accounting. So for today, I'll say bye-bye, and may God bless you wherever you are.